para sa bata, para sa bansa. Dapat Northern Mindanao, amihan ng Mindanao. BigaTEN DepEd X, BigaTEN DepEd X. Amihan ng Mindanao, pagkahiusan ng pag-ibabaw. BigaTEN DepEd X, pagpadangin sa edukasyon, makikinig na maayos. BigaTEN DepEd X, DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners that are now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa.
Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, kadeped. Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, kadeped.
Amihan ng Mindanao, DepEd Northern Mindanao, amihan ng Mindanao, pagkahiusan at pag-ibabaw. BigaTEN DepEd X, pagpadami sa edukasyon, makikinig na maayos. BigaTEN DepEd X, DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners and the now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa. DepEd Northern Mindanao, amihan ng Mindanao. BigaTEN DepEd X, BigaTEN DepEd X. Amihan ng Mindanao, pagkahiusan ng pag-ibabaw. BigaTEN DepEd X, pagpadangin sa edukasyon, makikinig na maayos. BigaTEN DepEd X, DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners and the now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa.
Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, kadeped. Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, kadeped.
Amihan ng Mindanao, DepEd Northern Mindanao, amihan ng Mindanao, pagkahiusan at pag-ibabaw. BigaTEN DepEd X, pagpadami sa edukasyon, makikinig na maayos. BigaTEN DepEd X, DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners and the now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa. DepEd Northern Mindanao, amihan ng Mindanao. BigaTEN DepEd X, BigaTEN DepEd X. Amihan ng Mindanao, pagkain DepEd Pagpadangin sa edukasyon, mautulong na maangkon. BigaTEN DepEd X, DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners there and now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa.
Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, kadeped. Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, kadeped.
Ang biha ng Mindanao, DepEd Northern Mindanao, ang biha ng Mindanao, pagkain sa napagbabaw. BigaTEN DepEd, pagpadami sa edukasyon, mautulong na maangkon. BigaTEN DepEd X, DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners and the now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa. DepEd Northern Mindanao, ang bihang ng Mindanao. BigaTEN DepEd, BigaTEN DepEd. Ang bihang ng Mindanao, pagkahiusan ng pag-ibabaw. BigaTEN DepEd, pagpadangin sa edukasyon, mautulong na maangkon. BigaTEN DepEd X, DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners there and now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa.
Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, kadeped. Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, kadeped.
Ang biha ng Mindanao, DepEd Northern Mindanao, ang biha. Amihan ng Mindanao, pagkahiusan ng paibabaw. BigaTEN DepEd, pagpadangin sa edukasyon, mautulong nga maangkon. BigaTEN DepEd, DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners then and now, we're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan natin kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa. Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, kadeped. Kauban, kasaligan, kadampan, kadeped. Ambihan ng Mindanao, DepEd Northern Mindanao, ambihan ng Mindanao, pagkahiusan ng paibabaw. BigaTEN DepEd X pagpadayon sa edukasyon mao'y tumong nga maangkon. BigaTEN DepEd X DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners then and now. We're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan nating kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa. Now we're always here to serve you no matter how. DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners then and now. We're always here to serve you no matter how. Pangarap natin abutin, pagsisikapan nating kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa. DepEd Northern Mindanao, amihan ng Mindanao, nating kamtin, kalidad na edukasyon para sa bata, para sa bansa. DepEd Northern Mindanao, amihan
Kami ang inyong kauban,
Kasaligan,
kadangpan,
ka-DepEd. Hangtod sa sunod higayon, kini ang
BigaTEN
BigaTEN
DepEd X.
sa bansa. DepEd Northern Mindanao, amihan ng Mindanao. BigaTEN DepEd X, BigaTEN DepEd X.
RX Adobe, the Learning Continuity Plan of DepEd Region 10. RX Adobe has a beautiful representation. R stands for region and X for the Roman numeral equivalent of number 10. RX also signifies the Latin recipere, meaning to take. Further, the RX symbol is believed to have evolved from the Eye of Horus, an ancient Egyptian symbol associated with healing powers. Adobe, on the other hand, is a company known for its multimedia and creative software products. As an adopted acronym, it stands for Alternative Delivery of Basic Education. When put together, RX Adobe prescribes creative, innovative, and alternative processes, strategies, and activities aimed at effectively accomplishing the goals of the department. In crafting this learning continuity plan, named RX Adobe, the office underwent scenario planning, which included data-driven analysis of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats in the delivery of its services. Featured in RX Adobe are the different learning modalities such as face-to-face, distance learning, blended learning, apprenticeship, and homeschooling. It emphasizes readiness on technology, teachers training, parents' role in distance learning, and stakeholders support. RX Adobe further highlights well-developed curriculum, improved learning environment, upskilled teachers, and responsive multi-stakeholder cooperation is underscored in the department's Sulong Edukalidad program. RX Adobe is DepEd Region 10's latest innovative program to deliver effective and efficient services, implement policies and standards, yield best learning outcomes, ensure excellent employees' performance through continual improvement, and sustain customer satisfaction. RX Adobe, Region 10, Alternative Delivery of Basic Education.
Maayong adlaw kanatong tanan, ako si Ramon Gonzalez Abrera, aka Kadeped Paulo, ang inyong Public Affairs Unit Lead Officer.
Ug ako Sam, si Candice Racoma, ang inyong rakista abogada aka DepEd Rada. Kami ang inyong kauban,
Kasaligan,
kadangpan,
Kadeped, sa
BigaTEN
BigaTEN
DepEd X.
DepEd X. Welcome to our Season 2, Episode 22 for 2021. Mga Kadeped, previously on our program, we brought to you our Season 2, Episode 21, featuring the ESS Dynamic Servant Leaders, boosting education services through partnerships of the Education Support Services Division.
That's right, partner. Pero bago na ako i-greet ang atong mga viewers karon, magpahibalo lang ko partner ha nga naapagyapon ang manok sa among silingan ug giubanan na siya sa usa ka iro karong adlaw.
Sige lang, kaya na partner.
Yes. And for today's episode, partner and mga ka-DepEd, we have the trio collaborations of the Policy Planning and Research Division, or the PPRD, the Quality Assurance Division, and the Field Technical Assistance Division, who call themselves as the PPRD Innovators, the Quad Monitors, and the FTAD-TA Catalysts. This is the Trilogy of Education Delivery Support.
That's right, partner. And i-emphasize lang ako, partner, ha, sa bongga kaayo atong episode karon kay tulugid ka functional divisions. So ang PPRD, ang QAD ug ang FTAD. So mo nang gitawag nato sila trilogy kay more or less connected mo gyud ka ilang functions, partner. And just before I forget, wish lang nato si Direct Miss Mary, no, kay nga get well soon para sa iyang mama.
Iyang mama.
Yes. Oh, so wala karon si Direct Mary. Pati gani si Kuan, Direct 2 nga Fatima
si
girl.
Floor Director, Miss Fatima.
Yes. Oo, not feeling well, but she is operating remotely, partner. So carry gihapon. We wish them well.
Yes. And of course, kaning atong episode karon partner, pildi ang Star Wars ani kay Trilogy good ni.
Correct,
Yes.
correct yun tayo.
And for today, since working remotely ang atong uban kauban sa BigaTEN DepEd X, may the force be with us today, partner.
Tama ka dyan, partner. Anyway, you are watching the 22nd episode of BigaTEN DepEd X Season 2. Ayan po mga ka-DepEd Rada, joining us first are the innovators of the Policy Planning and Research Division, or PPRD, of the Regional Office, headed by Chief Alan L. Mansalades. Good morning, Chief Alan. Welcome to BigaTEN DepEd X. Ayan, okay ba, Direk? So good morning once again, Chief Alan. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning also to the 14 Schools Division offices in Northern Mindanao. We would like to say good morning also to our Regional Director. I would like to emphasize this one, Kadeped Paulo. Regional Director with a heart, RD Art Bayocot, and our very supportive Assistant Regional Director, Sir Vic de Gracia. And to our all DepEd partners, good morning. And then good morning, Kadeped Paulo and Kadeped Rada.
Ayan, thank you, Chief. Once again, welcome to our show. That's right. Busy ang beauty ngayon ni RD. Meron yata siyang activity din ngayon eh. Anyway, Chief Alan, papalapit na talaga ang opening ng ating classes for school year 2021-2022. Although we already have promotional materials on this, but please discuss to us the registration for school year 2021-2022.
Tinuod, about to start na atong school year for 2021-2022. The registration or the enrollment for school year 2022 shall be on August 16 to September 13, 2021. Actually, this is already an offshoot of the early registration done last March and April 2021. Now, sa gipagawas nga DepEd Order 29 series of 2021, actually this is the school calendar and activities for school year 2021 and 2022, DepEd will kick off school year 2021-2022 on September 13 as previously approved by the President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, and shall end on June 24, 2022 for, kumbaga, ato i-total, this is a total of 209 school days. That's inclusive already of Saturdays and 5-day mid-year break. And we would like to inform also that private schools and state or local universities and colleges offering basic education, the department has allowed them to open classes within the authorized period as specified in the Republic Act number 11480. Again, they are going to ask permission from the regional director for that specific kung kano sa sila mag-start. And then aside from the regular school or sa formal school, would like to inform that our partner, our mga brothers and sisters who are working with alternative learning system, they are going to formally open also on September 13, while the program duration will depend on the learner's educational background or existing knowledge level before enrolling in the ALS program. Kumbaga, depende sa ilang schedule po. But again, they're going to start on September 13 also.
Ayan. So thank you very much, Sir Chief. By the way, Sir Chief, ang Cagayan de Oro, MECQ man karon, and I think the rest of Region 10, if I remember it right, GCQ, no more GCQ man siguro. Are we going to expect face-to-face classes this school year?
That's a very good question, Kadeped Paulo. According to the guidelines, the conduct of face-to-face classes, whether kung partial ba siya or full-scale ba siya, will still not be allowed unless permitted by the President.
I see. Ka-partner, Rada?
Yes, Ka-DepEd Paulo, Chief Alan, maayong buntag and welcome to BigaTEN DepEd 10. Now, since nag-istorya naman ta about sa registration or kaning gitawag nato nga enrollment, pareha ba ni silang duha, Chief Alan? Kaning enrollment o registration, isa ra ba ni sila? Are we referring to the same thing?
Yes, Kadeped Rada.
Okay. So, registration and enrollment is one and the same thing. Now, Chief Alan, kung magpa-enroll ko sa ang akong anak or sa akong pag-umangkon or whoever akong gusto i-enroll sa eskwelahan, what should be submitted during enrollment? Unsa ang akong kinahanglan dalhon or ipakita?
That's a very good question. Second, very good question. Again, kay usahay gakalimtan ni sa mga ginikanan sa pagpa-enroll or pagpa-register. Again, birth certificate issued by the Philippine Statistics Authority or the PSA, certificate issued by the National Statistics Office may be allowed. Again, the PSA. Ang problema, usahay, walay PSA nga birth certificate ang handled sa ginikanan. Sa pag inanang sitwasyon, the parent or the guardian must submit a birth certificate or sa lit registration na lang from the local civil register. Usahay ka kahitabo ni siya Kadeped Rada, especially dito sa mga remote areas nga wala kay sila access sa PSA. Then wala pa na rehistro ang mga ilang mga anak, then kinahanglanon ni siya nga mga dokumento. So they can have a late registration from the local civil register, or pwede siya sa barangay certificate siya containing mga basic information lang, yung pangalan, yung birthday, ang ginikanan. But again, mas maayo to siya gidunta katong mga papilis nga gikan siya sa PSA or from the local civil register. That's it, Kadeped Rada.
Yes, Chief Alan, murag kami sa legal unit makarelate yun kaayong miana kay naasa mo ang correction of entries and sa tanan ilang school records isa ra gyud ang among basihan. the PSA or the NSO birth certificate kung unsay nakabutang didto nga ngalan nila maugyod ang among sundon. So sakto ka sir, atong i-encourage ang atong mga ginikanan nga misag late registration irehistro nila ilang mga anak, ang birth sa ilang anak rather sa PSA.
Ka-DepEd Rada.
Yes, partner.
Nalang ko'y gusto i-clarify kang Chief Alan, no? For Chief Alan, in case for example no wala pa gyud dili available kini nga mga documents, pwede pa pagyapon sila i-accommodate and then to follow na lang dayon ang kini nga mga documents.
Pwede pa siya. Kay until sa karon, especially karon nga panahon nga medyo lisod gyud kayo ang access nato, they can still submit that one on the following months. But if they already have this one, mas maayo. But again, absence of it, pwede pagyapon siya. Those documents will follow. Mudugang dai ko ka-DepEd Paulo o ka-DepEd Rada nga aside sa aning mga dokumento, kining mga ginikanan they're going to comply sa modified learners enrollment and survey form. But again, ang kanang mga discussion that will be provided to us later by Mozart, our regional planning officer.
Ayan, thank you, Chief. Partner.
Yes, partner. Sakto kay to imong pangutana kung maka-enroll ba gihapon ang mga bata nato miski wala pa tong dokumento, ang tubag ni Chief Alan, partner?
Yes.
Yes, maka-enroll gihapon sila.
Tinuod na ba gina sa ka-partner nga Rada, no, daghang kaayo gusto mong utana kung pwede ba in case nga dili pa available ang ilahang mga documents and then to follow lang dayon.
Yes, partner. So maka-eskwela gyapon sila.
Yes.
So there you go. Thank you very much, Chief Alan L. Mansalades. Pero balikan ka na mo unya, sir. So ayaw sa glakaw, ayaw sa pamiya. Sama sa uban nga namiya lang, walay pananghin.
Agay, mauna dito ha.
Anyway, partner and mga ka-DepEd, we now have with us also, sama sa gisulti ni Chief Alan ganina, the Regional Planning Officer 3 of DepEd Region 10, Sir Constantine Mozart and Kiblat, to talk about the enrollment procedure. Good morning, Sir Mozart. Welcome to BigaTEN DepEd 10.
Hello, good morning. Good morning sa tanan. No? Good morning, ka-DepEd Rada and ka-DepEd Paulo. And sa atong mga viewers, good morning sa tanan. And especially our Regional Director, Dr. Arturo Bayocot, and our Assistant Regional Director, ARD Victor de Gracia. Good morning po.
Yes, Sir Mozart, good morning. Abi nimo pasayloon ta ka sa imong comment ganina. Sama sa gi-heads up ni Sir Ralph, we now have 1,300 viewers. Unya, nag-ingon si Sir Mozart na maybe because naa siya karon, basin di ay gyud daghan ta viewers kay daghan siya gihakot nga viewers for today ka DepEd Paulo.
Aha. Unsa man yung mga sekreto diha ka-DepEd Rada?
Lodi kayo ni si Sir Mozart. Kailangan ka viewers karon. Daghan ay fans club si Sir Mozart. Anyway, so, magpadayon ta sa atong magpadayon ta sa atong pagpanarbaho. Sir Mozart, with regard to admission, unsa importante kini, what is the age requirement for kindergarten?
Yes, thank you, ka-DepEd Rada. No? That's a very good question kasi mostly muning confusion na kaabot sa atong mga parents. No? So just to clarify that, according to our DepEd Order 20, Series of 2018, nakabutang dire nga ang atong cut-off age, bale, is 5 years old. So kung private school, magdepende kung kano sila mag-start. So for example, si private school mag-start og June. Ang iyang cut-off age is August 31. Dapat 5 years old by August 31. Kung July, cut-off age as of September 30, 5 years old. And kung August mag-start, cut-off age is October 31. 5 years old as of October 31. Sa atong public schools noon, since September man ta, still, cut-off yapon na to is October 31.
Okay, so depende sa kung kanus ang magsugod ang ilang klase, but consistent si 5 years old.
Yes, consistent si 5 years old.
Yes, sana all consistent, di ba?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, additional question pa, Sir Mozart. Unsa man pud ang kinahanglan nga mga documents for enrollment to kindergarten?
Yes, actually na-mention na ganina ni Sir Alan, pero just to emphasize na noon unsay kailangan gyud nato nga documents no. First is katong PSA nga birth certificate. And just to clarify that, ang ato mga entry levels from kinder, grade 1, grade 7 and grade 11, once ra pangayoon ang birth certificate ana nila nga kuan no. Nga ana nila nga entry levels no. And katong question, very good question to ganina ka-DepEd Paulo no, regarding sa kung dawaton bagyapon ang mga learners nga wala pay documents. So sugod sa atong early registration nga nag-start atong March, gipangayo na tanan mga dokumento nga kailangan. So from March, from the start sa early registration up until sa August 31, this is according to DepEd Order 3 series of 2018, until August 31 siya dawaton no ang mga dokumento. I-cater ya pa na sila.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, before tamo proceed sa pangutana ni ka-DepEd Paulo kay murag na agi di siya pangutana, ako
Sure.
lang i-emphasize, Sir Mozart, nga unsa ni ka-importante ang kindergarten? Sakto ba ko sa akong pagsabot nga based on our current Republic Act or unsa ba na nga balaod atong gi-follow karon, dili na maka grade 1 ang bata kung wala siya nag kindergarten? Am I correct, sir?
I have to clarify that attorney ka-DepEd Rada no, because sa akong pagkabalo ginadawat gyapon ang mga learners nga wala nag-kinder sa grade 1 but naa sila'y agian nga assessment no, which is I think ang PNPET, pero I have to make sure para ma-clarify gid kung unsa gid ang atong DepEd order ana. Alright.
Yes, salamat kay Sir Mozart. Kaya na ako'y mga kadawat na questions, ana, especially sa private schools. Kay naay uban nga schools na dili madawat na daw sa grade 1 ang ilang mga anak because wala nag-kindergarten. And because of the recent pandemic, daghan ang mga parents nga nag-opt nga butang sa balay, sila lang sa magtulo, mag-self-learn lang sa ang mga bata sa kindergarten only to find out that they are not allowed enrollment once they go to grade 1 kay wala daw naka-kindergarten. So, among hulato ng imong tubag, ana Sir Mozart. Salamat kaayo and fire away, ka-DepEd Paulo.
Yes.
Sige lang. Atong paninglan si Sir Mozart unya. Oh, okay. Just to clarify things. Okay. Anyway, Sir Mozart, natin gatagon nga MLESF, no? Nga requirements sa atong enrollment. How does the school collect this form in this time of the pandemic, Sir Mozart?
Yes, thank you for that question, ka-DepEd Paulo. No, if I may, before I answer that, no, allow me to present first what the MLESF really is about. So, I'm gonna share my screen.
Sige, Sir Mo.
Ayan, makita na akong screen.
Yes, Sir Mo, go on.
All right, sige. So, ang atong MLESF, which is the Modified Learner Enrollment Survey Form. So basically, it's a survey form, no? So, unsa may naadire sa atong survey form? Naadire ang basic information sa atong learner, no? Ang iyang birthday, pangalan, full name, and LRN. Very important gid ang LRN, no? Kay mo na ang basis na once mahatagan kag LRN, mura na ang imong LRN all throughout your basic education journey, no? So napudra sa atong MLESF, no, kung naabay special needs ang atong learner, no. Second part sa MLESF nato is naadra ang atong information sa atong guardian, no, kung unsa man ang iyang highest educational attainment o ang iyang contact details, no. So parents or sa guardian kung unsa man ang naa sa ila. And the last part is ang survey form, no? Survey for the limited face-to-face. Naadra, no, ginapangutana sa atong survey form nga kung unsa nga blended modalities, unsa ba nga klase nga modality ang i-avail lugar sa atong mga learners. Unsa pud sila ka willing ang atong mga parents, no, nga i-engage ang mga learners sa limited face-to-face. And napo dira ang mga challenges nga gaka-face sa mga learners during sa ilang limited face-to-face or sa atong blended learning curriculum karon despite sa atong pandemic, no. So mo ni ang sample sa atong survey form MLESF mo ni gina-comply sa mga atong mga learners karon sa ang mga parents bali sila ang ga-comply. So unsa man ang process nato karon sa MLESF, no? From accomplishing the MLESF, so katong imong pangutana ganina magdepende gid siya ka DepEd Paulo kung unsa klase nga quarantine classification ang location. So for example, kitang Cagayan de Oro, MECQ man tas so limited gid ang atong mga face-to-face na mga engagements, no. So magdepende gid na siya sa strategy sa school kung unsa ang ilang gina-apply. Ga-apply ba sila o Google Sheet, naa ba sila yung mga Dropbox, naa ba sila yung mga collection facility nila. So magdepende gid sa eskwelahan, no. So ang buhaton ana para i-accomplish ang previous advisor niya sa learner mo contact bale sa So mo contact sa sa mga learners, sa mga parents sa learners, no. And kung mag-transfer na gali ang learner, ang school dito na siya mag-submit og MLESF niya dito sa iyang prospective nga school. Alright? So sa second nga buhaton dayon is ang collection na dayon sa sa data sa atong MLESF. So si school naatay ginatawag nga school enrollment focal person na mag-consolidate sa MLESF. So ga-prepare sila sa summary and ga-distribute sa mga prospective nga advisors na dayon. So from the parents gina-collect nila ang survey form, ila dayon gina-record ang mga learners, ila din gina-distribute sa mga advisors sa eskwelahan na dayon, no. Si prospective advisor na dayon ang mag-assess kung complete ba o accurate ba ang data nga ilang gisulat sa atong survey form. And lastly, i-upload din siya sa atong LIS Quick Count facility, no. Okay, diri man ma-centralize tanan data na ga-collect from this survey form. Alright? So garan atong survey from August 16 up to September 12. So it's a daily update na siya sa atong mga So kudos sa atong mga teachers, no, nga ga-comply ani kay sila gid ang medyo heavy og trabaho ani, pero despite sa atong pandemic atong saludo na to nasa ila karon. Alright? So kani mo ni ang atong data na na-collect karon, no. This is as of August 30 at 2 AM. So sa atong quick count mo ni ang atong quick breakdown sa per division, no, sa Bukidnon, Cagayan de Oro, Camiguin, and the rest of the 14 divisions, no. And in total, naatay as of August 30, 700,472 learners pa ang atong na-collect. So ongoing pagyapon na, no, mag-increase na siya day by day kay everyday gaka-update ang atong enrollment sa atong system. So unsa pa man ang lain ng mga data na atong naa sa atong survey form. So kani napo ni sa atong survey form ang mga devices nga available sa atong mga learners karon, no. Kung naa ba sila TV, naa ba sila cellphone, naa ba sila radio, naa ba sila desktop, tablet, or kung wala gid sila available nga mga devices, no. And naapod sa survey form, no, nga nakabutang kung naa ba sila internet connection or wala. So unfortunately, no, naagyapon tay mga learners nga wala gid sila internet connection, bahalag data ba kaha or maka-access sa internet cafe. Medyo lisod gid kay sa masabdan sa atong mga hinterlands rather. Okay, lagyo gid kayo sa signal. And para din sa atong modalities, kung sa nga type nga modalities. So sorry for the title, no. This is supposed to be the modalities nga gipili sa mga learners kung unsa ang ilang gusto. So kung online learning ba, sa television ba, radio-based, modular learning, or blended, no. So mo ni siya ang atong na-collect na mga data. And mupod ni ang common reasons nga nung makahinder sa sa learning process natong mga learners karon despite sa atong pandemic karon, no? Lack of available gadgets, insufficient fund load, data allowance, unstable mobile or internet connection, existing health conditions, difficulty in independent learning, conflict with other activities, high electrical consumption, and other distractions, no, like social media, mga neighbors dira, ang atong mga iro ug mga manok dira. So muna ang atong naa sa atong MLESF, no. So back to you, Sir Paulo, no.
Ayan, thank you, Sir Mozart. Sir Mozart, na you were able to mention that we are around 7,000 ang atong enrollment, correct ba?
700,000 na as of now.
700,000. More or less, what is our target enrollment ba for this school year?
Our target, no, is about 1.3 million kasi last year we had about 1.2 million, so nag-increase lang tag little bit, so we're expecting to reach the 1.3 million, no.
Oh. So given the present conditions, so atong target kumbaga higher.
Yes, given atong kuan kay momagid na atong basis, no, for a lot of factors, no, not just our enrollment but especially for sa atong mga budgeting, sa atong MOE and all other factors na mag-require sa atong enrollment na to increase.
Ayan. Anyway, Sir Mozart, wala mi kalimot sa imong promise, ha. Pwede nimo ipaabot to kang Sir Chief kay mo balik man sa unya. Okay? So
all right, sige.
Thank you very much, Sir Constantine Mozart and Kiblat,
Thank you.
our Regional Planning Officer 3. Also joining us today, mga ka-DepEd and kapartner nga rada, is Education Program Supervisor Ana Belen S. Moring. Good morning, Ma'am Ann.
Thank you very much, ka-DepEd Paulo and ka-DepEd Rada. Good morning, everyone. Especially to our Regional Director, RD Art Bayocot, and ERD Vic de Gracia. Good morning po.
Ayan, welcome po to our program, Ma'am Ann. Ma'am Ann, you are the focal person for research. I am just curious, how is research conducted during this pandemic? Mas daghan pa siguro ga-conduct og research kay wala sa lilain mahimo no na salang balay, so daghan salag oras. Tama ba?
Yes, that's true, ka-DepEd Paulo. Actually, research proposal submission has been increasing this year, especially on areas of governance and teaching and learning themes. And this school year, we received 151 proposals amidst pandemic. However, we also encourage the proponents and the members of the school's Division Research Committee, or the SDRC, to carefully screen the proposals before endorsing to the Regional Research Committee, the RRC. We will also would like to reiterate informing the educators, the researchers, and concerned personnel of DepEd Region 10 to refer DepEd Order number 26, Series 2021, on the amendment to DepEd Order number 16, Series 2017, on the research management guidelines. It is stipulated also in DepEd Order number 26, Series 2021, that virtual conduct of research-related activities and initiatives and online remote data gathering methods shall be observed. No, that's very important. Face-to-face shall only be allowed in consideration of the risk severity of the area with strict observance of the minimum health standards.
Ayan.
That's it, ka-DepEd Paulo.
Yeah, importante gyud kay na sa Ma'am Ann. By the way, just to
yes.
clarify, Ma'am Ann, in the conduct of research, pwede ba mostly teachers, o pwede ba nga appeal ang non-teaching staff, or pwede ba partnership?
Yes, this is for DepEd personnel through schools, school administrators, teachers, and non-teaching personnel. They can submit research proposals.
I see. Thank you. Partner.
Yes, partner. Basta inana na gani mo mga pangutana, partner, na kanang interesado bitaw ka sa unsang mga activities. Makuyawan na gidayon ko kay Murag na ani siya'y gusto himuon. Anyway, kabalo ko kaya kay na nimo partner just in case na gusto ka nga mag conduct og research. Now, anyway, talking about research, interesado ko ani Ma'am Ana Belen.
Yes, attorney.
Yes. Kanang what are usually the research themes that the regional office is focusing on, especially in this time of the pandemic, ma'am?
Thank you, DepEd Rada. We have this DepEd Order number 39, Series 2016, the Basic Education Research Agenda, or the BERA. Actually, the central office is yet finalizing the new BERA. We have the new BERA to be issued by the central office. But the Regional Research Committee is still encouraging the SDOs to conduct research in the 4 areas, such as Theme 1, Teaching and Learning, Theme 2, Child Protection, Theme 3, the Human Resource Development, and Theme 4, Governance. With the challenges we are facing now in learning delivery modality, we are encouraging research enthusiasts to conduct research related to the plight we are experiencing now, especially on Theme 1, the Teaching and Learning. We need to gather data of how teaching and learning is handled to effectively deliver the kind of learning that learners need, especially this pandemic. That's it. Thank you, DepEd Rada.
Ayan, ganahan ko adtong imong mga gipang mention nga mga theme na usually ginatagaan nato og pagtagad para sa research. So thank you very much, Dr. Ana Belen S. Muring, the EPS of PPRD. Now, this time, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back Chief Alan L. Mansalades of the PPRD. So, Chief Alan, unsa man, to whom would you like to extend your acknowledgement, and what is your message sa atong 1.4 thousand viewers karong adlaw, sir?
DepEd Rada, before siguro mag-istorya si Sir Chief, no? Ato siyang paninglan sa ilang utang.
Yes, katong iyang utang ganina, o diba? Nag-guest lang sila diri, nagkautang na sila.
Yes, oo. Basig ang sunod dilin sila ganahan mag-guest sa ato kay naman magkautang man sila di ay.
Oo. Before ako i-acknowledge ang mga initiatives conducted by the 14 schools division offices, would like to inform again, let's go back with the discussion kaganina nga again sa base sa gipagawas nga enhanced basic education, especially sa K-12, dili gidawaton siya ang mga estudyante sa grade 1 kung dili makaagi sa kindergarten. So unlike before sa among panahon, diretso may grade 1 no, like kinder, then depende pa i-measure pang maabot pa sa kamot ang dalunggan pikas nga side sa ulo para para maka grade 1. Daghang mga gapangbuhaton sa unang panahon, but for this time it's a big no requirement na gid ang kindergarten before they can enter sa grade 1.
So at least partner, klaro no, kay at least kabalo ko unsa ang pag-guide ang mga pag-umangkon. No? At least pag-umangkon na. Anyway,
Klaro
yes.
sa gid na nimo, partner, nga pag-umangkon.
Oo. Ayan. So, Sir Chief.
So again, we would like to acknowledge the initiatives done by the 14 schools division offices of Northern Mindanao, especially in line sa enrollment. I know nga medyo difficult kay siya karon nga time, but with the effort of our teachers, our school heads, thank you very much. Let us help one another in bringing the school-age learners back to our formal school. Akong i-emphasize on the formal school because aside from the formal school, we would like to bring also our out-of-school children, out-of-school youth, and adults in our ALS literacy session. Active participation of our partners is very crucial to the success of our enrollment. This is actually, I would like to emphasize this one, that this is not just the job of the teachers and school heads in bringing these children or our learners in our school or community learning centers, but all of us, the whole community. So again, let us help bring our learners back to our school and ALS community learning centers. We need your help. That's it, Kadeped Rada and Kadeped Paulo.
Ayan, thank you very much, Sir Chief. So once
Nindot kayo
again,
ang panawagan ni Sir Chief, partner, na we
Correct.
need your help.
tama agad ka, ka-partner.
Yes, so once again, ladies and gentlemen, unya na nato siya sekuton sa iyang isa pa ka utang, which is nani siya utang at TikTok sa amo sa legal unit. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to thank the Chief of the Policy Planning and Research Division, or the PPRD of the Regional Office. Thank you very much, Chief Alan L. Mansalades.
Ayan, thank you, Sir Chief. At mga ka-DepEd, bago tayo magpatuloy, panoorin muna natin ang mga ginagawang paghahanda ng ating mga eskwelahan at dibisyon para sa nalalapit na pagbukas ng klase. Ito ang Brigada Eskwela ng Sangay ng Lanao del Norte at Kabuluhan Paradise National High School, Bukidnon.
Balik-eskwela na naman, sa puso ang kahandaan. Handang isip, handa bukas, sa pagkakaisa ay may lakas. Ito na ang normal, online learning at modular. Di na kailangang mag-face-to-face, gamit ng cellphone at radio-based. Yakapin ang pagbabago, kahirapan, kaya natin to. Lakasan ang iyong loob, sa bagong normal, sa bagong mundo. Muslim, Kristiyano, Katoliko. Magbayanihan na, magbayanihan na, bayanihan, pagtutulungan, walang kupas na kaugalian. Nagtagatibay, sinasabuhay, galak sa puso ay walang kapantay. Panahon na naman ang brigada, pagbigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa, sama-sama. Brigada, eskwela, salina mo ang barkada. Brigada, eskwela, kilos na magbayanihan na. Ikaw ako, tayong lahat, hawak kamay, sabay-sabay, kapit-bisig, buong bayan. Tara na, kumilos na. Tulong-tulong sa pagsulong, hatid na kalidad sa edukasyon. Sa kabataan, saya at tulong, buong madla sabay na aahon. Panahon na naman ang brigada, pagbigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, brigada, eskwela, kilos na, magbayanihan na. Kasayahan, kapipisig, magbayanihan na. Sabay-sabay, magbayanihan na. Tara na brigada na, brigada,
Ayan, mga ka-DepEd Rada, bago tayo magpatuloy, greet muna natin yung mga viewers natin. Marami rin kasi sila eh. Siyempre, 3 division ba naman ang guest natin. So,
Yes.
oo, so basahan natin yung mga viewers natin, greet natin sila. Eto, wala pa pabor-pabor sa akong igsuon. Good Tuesday morning, ka-DepEd Region 10. Keep safe everyone watching live from Mogs, Cagayan de Oro, Misamis Oriental. Good morning, sis. Ayan. From Dorothy Joy Galay, good day, BigaTEN DepEd Region 10, watching from Davao de Oro, Region 11. Mabuhay ka, DepEd. Hello po. Ayan. From Nene Marge, good morning, everyone. Watching here from Cagayan de Oro City. Ayan. Ako. From Cherry Pacaunsis, watching here in Kalilangan, Bukidnon. Ako, ang dami nating viewers ngayon, ha? Meron pa, Sir Carlos Llamas III, shout out to our ka-DepEd PPRD Chief Alan. Agoy, pabor gini ba? ka-DepEd Rada.
Yes, we also say good morning to Jocelyn Alforque watching from Kawit Occidental Elementary School, Kauswagan Division of Lanao del Norte. And then we also say good morning to Josephine Calvo Yabut. Good morning, watching from Nabaliwa ES Pangantukan, West District, Bukidnon. And we also say hi to Ramonito Ugat Vicente. Good morning, watching from Pangpangon Elementary School, Talisayan Division of Misamis Oriental. And then we have Miss Ruth Makiling Navarro Sumagan. Good morning, everyone, from Pinpin Elementary School to Bud District, East District, Lanao del Norte. And we have Tess Reconalia Aguilar watching from Malinaw National High School.
Ayan, ka-DepEd Rada, babasahin natin yung ibang mga greetings ng ating mga viewers later on. Meanwhile, joining us this time, ladies and gentlemen, are the monitors of the Quality Assurance Division, still of the regional office, headed by Chief Rogelio C. Evangelista, together with Education Program Supervisor Reynaldo Noel N. Pelagio. Bigating morning, Chief Roy. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, DepEd Paulo and ka-DepEd Rada. And my morning greetings to RD Art Bayocot, CESO 3, ARD Vic de Gracia, CESO 5, and all the SDSS, ASDSS of the 14 divisions, our partners, the SGOD Chief, and of course our Regional Office Functional Chief and APSS. Good morning to all of you.
Ayan, good morning, Sir Chief. Sir Chief Roy, all this time we have been focusing on quality, right? Quality as our focus for Sulong Edukalidad. Now, let's also go back to access. What are the current problems with regard to access to education?
Yes, ka-DepEd Paulo, one of the recognized problem in our performance indicators is the access indicator, and that's why if you will try to see the situation, not all junior high schools are accessible to our incoming grade 7 learners. Simply, many grade 6 graduates cannot continue junior high school because these available junior high schools that we have are very far from the residence and other factors. Thank you, ka-DepEd Paulo.
Ayan, so just a follow-up question, Sir Chief. So what do we do with that problem po? So far, what have we done?
Okay. It is said in Section 7 of Republic Act 9155, and it mandates that the regional director shall have the authority, accountability of approving the establishments of public schools, elementary and secondary and learning centers. The Quality Assurance Division of the region is lodged as the implementing arm of the regional director for its regulatory and development functions. And this is stipulated in DepEd Order number 14, and this is the guidelines in public schools in the implementation of education processes. This was recommended as a result of the Second Armada conference that we had, that the body suggested of converting some qualified elementary schools to integrated schools, meaning there will be establishments of schools in a catchment area so that our grade 7 students, incoming students, will be able to continue their junior education.
Ayan, thank you very much, Sir Chief. Kadepedrada?
Yes, Kadeped Paula, Sir Chief, good morning po. Now, you have mentioned earlier na we are focused on the delivering quality education, but at the same time, we do not forget that before we can deliver quality education, of course, we have to give our students or our learners access to education. Kay kung dili nato sila tagaan og access, of course, maapektuhan pud gyud ang atong literacy rate. Now, Sir Chief, my first question is, what are the initiatives of the department to increase the literacy rate in the Philippines? And as you mentioned earlier about the conversion of our elementary schools to integrated schools, what is the legal basis for the conversion of these elementary schools into integrated schools, Sir Chief?
Thank you very much, Kadepedrada. Literacy, when we say literacy, it is the ability to read and write. So this policy statement will support that in the country we have an elementary school in every barangay. Unfortunately, there are some cases that some barangays don't have yet elementary school, and that is why DepEd is continuing the advocacy to establish schools in those particular barangays that do not have yet a school. And in the secondary education picture, there's only one or maybe two high schools in a municipality. And of course, in this municipality, there are barangays. And so one school or two will only cater the needs of the incoming grade 7, and that's very limited. That is why, by providing more junior high schools, likewise support the advocacy of increasing literacy in the country, where we are going to provide more junior high schools accessible to our grade 7 graduates or grade 6 graduates and incoming grade 7 learners. So what are the benefits that we can get from converting elementary schools to junior high school starting grade 7? The incoming grade 7 learners, of course, they will have bigger chances to continue their education in the junior high school. And by establishing a school near to them, that will mean that they have to experience reducing travel time in going to school and also reducing expenses. And also by having more schools in that municipality, and we call it a catchment area, where we are going to establish a high school in one or two or three elementary schools or four, where we are going to place that integrated school in a strategic location where there will be more grade 7 learners to avail of that school. So by having that school in that very strategic location, there will be construction of classrooms or buildings, and that will mean there will be more support for that school. Facilities will improve. There will be deployment of teachers, and there will be more chances of our stakeholders, our LGU officials, our parents, and our teachers, for them to have the collaboration for a better teaching learning process, even at this time of pandemic. Kadeped Rada, thank you.
Yes, Sir Chief. Salamat kaayo sa pagpasabot sa atong tanan kung unsa ka importante, or in English, how important it is to be able to convert our elementary schools into integrated schools. Kay ubay-ubay pud ang dili gid makasabot ani nganong gapang convert ta og elementary schools into integrated schools. Most especially, this is for the benefit of our learners. Salamat kaayo, Sir Chief. Partner?
Ayan, salamat ka partner. Just one more question, Sir Chief. Do we have Sir Chief? Sandali lang po, Sir Chief. Okay, Sir Chief, do we have the number po? Just before you go, as to how many have been converted into integrated schools?
For the total, I think the details shall be given by
okay.
our
Sige.
EBS Reynante. But I can give you the total. We have already 233 integrated schools region-wide.
Ay, nako. So pag-uusapan namin yan mamaya.
Thank you very much, Kadeped Paulo.
Sige, Sir Chief. Salamat po, Chief Roy Evangelista. Babalikan po namin kayo, Sir Chief. Bago po natin kakapanayamin ang susunod nating panauhin, panoorin po natin ito.
The K-12 transition, which runs from 2016 to 2021, presents enormous challenges not only to the basic education sector but also to other sectors. It also a once-in-a-generation chance to overhaul the country's whole educational landscape. Misamis Oriental, Agusan del Sur, Davao del Norte, Cotabato, Lanao del Sur, and Lanao del Norte are the province borders clockwise from the north. The province is home to 1,541,308 people according to the 2020 census. The province is made up of 20 municipalities and 2 component cities. Hence, Division of Bukidnon is comprised of 20 municipalities from 33 with now 47 district schools with a total of 677 public schools, 581 elementary, and 63 secondary schools with 111 private schools and 3 SUCs and LUCs. In the crafting of the Division Education Development Plan or DEDP in 2017, one of the major findings was the ratio of secondary to elementary schools, where for every 1 secondary school, it caters to approximately 10 nearby elementary schools, which deemed impossible for complete basic education to thrive in a primary to the secondary level. The low completion rate of elementary learners from 77.14% in 2014 in 93.2% in 2017, and its cohort survival from 90.90% in 2014 in 94.99% have been observed. It highlighted the secondary level particularly from 62.01 in 2014 and 73.04% in 2017, and its cohort survival from 65.37% in 2014 and 75.32% in 2017. The disparity proves that we need to help the transition of grades 6 to 7 as observed in the fact-finding. The ratio of secondary schools to cater learners from the elementary level with an average distance of 5 kilometers to its nearest secondary schools led then to the establishment of integrated schools every year from then on. With this pressing challenge in transition, one of DepEd Bukidnon's main focus was the institution of integrated schools in mostly far-flung communities underserved with a secondary level of education. The establishment of integrated schools forged stronger partnership among the local government units, its affiliates and linkages, which allowed our division to handle swiftly these new normal challenges. From the first school established in partnership with the indigenous people communities of Talaandig and the Muslim now named Dagumbaan Integrated School in Talakag, Bukidnon, to now 40 established integrated schools all over the division. It was indeed a challenge, but with the hard work and dedication of LGUs, local stakeholders, especially the parents, tribal leaders and elders, community linkages, and DepEd, continuously making an impact towards inclusivity and provision of accessible, quality, and relevant education. There is so much more to do, but with the technical assistance and support from the regional and central office, surely this 100% transition from the primary to the secondary level will be close at hand in the nearest future. As DepEd's one of the key strategic goal is to expand the access to basic education from 2017 to 2022, where 2022 we will have nation-loving and competent lifelong learners able to respond to the challenges and opportunities through quality, accessible, relevant, and liberating K-12 program delivered by a modern, professional, proactive, nimble, trusted, and nurturing Department of Education. Thank you.
Ayan, thank you very much. SGOD Chief Artemio Rey S. Adahara of Bukidnon. Now, joining us, ladies and gentlemen, is Education Program Supervisor Reynante Noel and Pelahio. Good morning, Sir Noel. Welcome to BigaTEN DepEd X po.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat, sa ating minamahal na Regional Director, Dr. Arturo Bayocot, CESO 3, at sa ating napakabait na Assistant Regional Director, Dr. Gracia. Sa lahat po ng tumatangkilik ng BigaTEN Region 10, sa buong Northern Mindanao, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Medyo makulimlim po sa labas, pero magandang umaga pa rin. Mas maganda pa sa umaga, ka-DepEd Rada, mas gwapo pa sa umaga, ka-DepEd Paulo. Good morning.
Ayan, ang taas ng energy natin, Sir Noel, ha?
Yes po, dapat lang.
Oo, ayan. Nakaka-good vibes yan. Anyway, Sir Noel, earlier, Chief Roy discussed the conversion of elementary schools to integrated schools. At naitanong ko na rin kanina sa kanya yung total number of integrated schools yung total number of integrated schools. Can we just reiterate, Sir Noel, what is now the total number of integrated schools per division and region po?
Okay, so nabanggit kanina ni Sir Roy, ang ating Chief ng Quality Assurance Division, ang total number of integrated schools ng Region 10, DepEd Region 10 for school year 2020 and 2021. Isa-isahin po natin per division ang lahat ng mga integrated schools. Meron po sila. Ang Bukidnon, meron po silang 45 integrated schools. Ang Cagayan de Oro, they have 7 integrated schools. Ang El Salvador City, meron silang isa. Hingoog City Division, meron silang 16. Ang Lanao del Norte, they have 35 integrated schools. Ang Malaybalay City, meron silang 13 integrated schools. Misamis Occidental, meron silang 35 integrated schools. At ang pinakamarami sa lahat ng mga SDO is Misamis Oriental, they have 55 integrated school. Nangunguna po sila. And Oroqueta City, meron po silang 7, Osamis City, 4, Tangub City, 6, and Valencia City, meron po silang 9. So a total of 233 integrated schools na nagsiserve sa ating mga learners sa Northern Mindanao. Yun lang po.
Ayan, marami pala, Sir Noel, ha? At
Paulo.
least, ma-accommodate yung mga estudyante taga natin. Ka-partner, Rada.
Yes, Sir Noel, good morning po. Now, as we all know, of course, when we see or we saw the numbers earlier, it is an accomplishment for us in the Department of Education Regional Office 10 to convey to the public or to tell the public unsa kadaghan ang atong integrated schools nga na-convert from elementary schools. However, sa likod ng accomplishment na ito, Sir Noel, what were the challenges of the present administration in transforming the elementary schools into integrated schools?
Okay, thank you very much for that question, DepEd Rada. Kanina banggit ni Chief Roy, ano po yung mga benefits ng transformation of these elementary schools into integrated schools, no? Lahat po yun benefit, lahat po ng learners natin. But unfortunately, DepEd Rada, the transformation of these elementary schools into integrated schools poses interesting challenges to the present school administrators. Kasi from managing just an elementary school, they already need to oversee the operation of an elementary and a high school in one campus. Lalo na kasali dito kung meron pang ma-add na additional 2 years senior high school. Ano po? Ang ibig sabihin po nito, ang responsibility have become doubled. Kung hindi man madoble, mamumultiply. Generally, ang school principal po natin or ating school administrators, sila po yung responsible for the overall operation of their school, from interaction with the parents and other stakeholders in the community, developing school discipline policies and enforcing them, ensuring that facilities and equipments are available, safe and in good working order, and preparing and submitting reports and documents. So more specifically, naiintindihan po ito ng ating mga teachers na gustong kumuha ng principal's test, nakasaad po sa National Competency-Based Standards for School Heads na nagdi-define sa different dimensions of being an effective school administrator. Nakasaad po doon na ang isang effective school administrator ay isang principal is one who can implement continuous school improvement, who can produce better learning outcomes among its learners, and who can help change institutional culture among others. All this become even more challenging when the school principal or the administrator manages an integrated school. So certainly, ang ating mga principal po ng mga integrated schools oversee a complex operation. And according to one author, sinasabi po niya, strong principals may be the single most important factor in determining the effectiveness of the school. Sinabi rin ni Larry Payne, sinabi niya na ang principal is the principal and everything flows from there. Okay po, idadagdag ko na rin dito, DepEd Rada, na meron po tayong principal's test within this school year po. So abangan na lang po nila ang DepEd order po. Malapit na po. Thank you very much po. Back to you.
Nako, Sir Chief, DepEd Rada, parang ayoko na maging principal.
Akala ko naman, DepEd Paulo, interesado ka na naman maging principal. Kaya natatakot ako sa mga tanong mo.
Hindi, biro lang. Anyway, follow-up question lang, Sir Noel. Given all the challenges in terms of the conversion of elementary schools into integrated schools, siguro naman po, na-outweigh naman ito ang ng mga benefits. Siguro mas marami man sigurong benefits, no, kaysa doon sa challenges. Tama po
naman.
ba?
Oo naman. Okay, so lalong-lalo na sa ngayon, ano po, usually ang nilalagay ng mga school heads dito, mga administrators sa mga integrated schools, yun pong mga batang-bata pa. No, yung mga school heads na meron na experienza in handling different elementary schools, particularly on managing schools po sa elementary.
Follow-up question lang po, Sir Noel. pag ang isang elementary school ba ay na-convert into an integrated school, automatic po ba na yung school head, siya na agad yung school head ng integrated school, or is there a necessity to appoint another or a new school head for the integrated school?
Sandali lang po. Ano po uli yun, ma'am? Hindi ko marinig masyado.
Yes po. Kung ang isang elementary school po ba ay na-convert natin into an integrated school, automatic po ba na yung principal noon is siya na din po yung school head of the newly converted integrated school?
Not necessary po, ano? Yung elementary school head na once na qualified po siya, no? Qualified po siya na maging school head ng integrated school kasi po ang secondary natin, ang high school is another curriculum po. So, pag may qualified yung school head natin sa elementary to become a school head ng integrated school, so pwede po siya. Pero usually, ang tinatangkili po natin maging school head ng integrated school, yun pong secondary. Meron pong secondary, SS, secondary school teachers. Yun po.
Ayun. Pero ang pinaka-importante po, Sir Noel, is qualified po sila. Kaya importante na pumasa sila sa principal's test na meron ngayong
That's
taon.
the basic requirement po.
Yes,
Basic
very
requirement po
good.
natin yun.
Okay, thank you very much po, Sir Noel, for
Thank you very
guesting
much,
in the
Atty.
show.
Gracia. Maraming salamat po.
Yes po. Thank you very much, Sir Noel. Now, partner, I understand that we have another video that we wish to share to our viewers. So let's watch this.
Even before the pandemic, DepEd, in partnership with the provincial government of Lanao del Norte, has been looking for ways to provide all our learners equal and equitable opportunities to fully avail of quality education. This is because of our great belief that peace and progress can best be attained through education, and the most feasible way to make this happen is to bring the schools closer to the learners, right in the community where they belong. Through the OO 40 series of 2014, DepEd mandated for the establishment of integrated schools to address the prevailing problems of participation and dropout rates in secondary schools. We started to work despite the many challenges along the way with IATF restrictions due to the pandemic, and the task came with a lot of rest and pressure, especially that we needed to comply with the following requirements and policies. A. An authorized feasibility study detailing the school site and building. Costing of the project. Financial capacity for the development without reliance on students' fees. Proposed school personnel. Need or demand for establishment of the school in the locality that is indicated in DO 88-2010, Section 30 in the MOA between DepEd and APEC 2013. The DepEd requirements are provided corresponding indicators of compliance or specific details that would apply to the APEC schools as the innovative model and has distinctive characteristics which require different metrics for evaluation. B. According to the MOA, DepEd Regional Office through the Division Office shall review the suitability of its school site and adequacy of school facilities using the AP Model Compliance Checklist outlined in Annex A. This shall be the basis for the grant of permits to operate for AP schools by the Regional Office, despite all the struggles and difficulties. DepEd Lanao del Norte personnel, under the leadership of SDS Edelberto L. Oplinaria, worked hand in hand to comply with all the requirements for the establishment of integrated and last-mile schools. We conducted feasibility studies by identifying the need or demand for establishment of integrated schools in the locality, especially in depressed and disadvantaged areas, so that our young boys who are easy prey of lawless elements and the girls who get married at a very young age will get the education they deserve. Our relentless effort has finally paid off, as we have already succeeded to have 42 schools converted from elementary to grade 10 and 21 schools converted from elementary to senior high school. This means that a junior high school is added to each of these elementary schools to ensure that the learners are able to complete their education. Since then, there has been a significant increase in the junior high school enrollment from 51.38 to 67.75% in school year 2019-2020. We also have opened, integrated, and last mile schools near the MILF camps in Munay and Tangkal districts and IPID schools at Sitio Slide in Kapatagan to cater the needs of the learners in those areas who did not have the privilege to learn for many years. These efforts were made possible and feasible due to the support of our provincial officials headed by Governor Angging Dimaporo and the 2 congressmen of our province, Honorable Abdullah Dimaporo and Honorable Muhammad Khalid Q. Dimaporo, along with the LG officials of different municipalities and other stakeholders who had been our partners in purchasing lands for our school sites and funding for the survey of these sites, funding for the cost of construction of complete and makeshift buildings, and the procurement of equipment and resources to support the operations of the schools. With the dynamic leadership of SDS Oplinaria, we will continue to exhaust all possible means in providing our learners access to education to ensure 100% participation so that we can continue educating with a heart.
Ayun po mga ka-DepEd and partner na Paulo, napakinggan at napanood natin ang SGOD Chief ng Division of Lanao del Norte, si Chief Maria Carmela T. Ablin. Daghang salamat, Ma'am Maricar. And moving on, partner, kanina nakapanayam natin si EPS Reynante Noel N. Pelahio of the Quality Assurance Division. Balikan lang natin saglit si Chief Roy ng Quality Assurance Division. Chief Roy, magandang umaga po ulit. And are there people or organizations or institutions that you would like to acknowledge for the support they have given to your division? And what is your message to all our viewers, sir?
Good morning again, Kadeped Rada. With our data here, for elementary cohort survival rate 2016 to 2020, we have a gain of 9.2% from 86.20% to 95.54%. So our gain is 9.2%. With this development of our cohort survival in the elementary, may I take this opportunity to encourage our stakeholders to continue support our children to continue education. Let's increase the opportunity for our children to access education, and let's locate out of school children and put them back to school. Also, let's grab the opportunity having our DepEd officials, si RD Bayocot and of course ARD Gracia, and all our 14 schools division superintendents and assistant schools division superintendents for their strong support for the program. And likewise, ang ating SGOD chief, of course, I would like to especially thank also our regional inspectorate team, kasi sila po ang tumitingin ng ating documents in such a way that this application of the 14 divisions will continue processing, and finally it will be approved by RD. And of course, before that, malaking pasasalamat po din natin sa direct committee members, the division review and evaluation committee members, because they really had the dirty job in the processing of documents. Likewise, let's take the opportunity to enjoy the support of our LGU officials, our governors, congressmen, in supporting the establishment of the schools and consequently converting some elementary schools into integrated schools. If more schools in the entire region will be established, will also mean giving bigger chances to improve regional literacy. This will be our contribution to the entire bureaucracy of the Department of Education's performance. Again, salamat with this program BigaTEN DepEd 10. Thank you, KaDepEd Paulo, and thank you, KaDepEd Rada, for this wonderful opportunity that the Quality Assurance Division also will be able to share one of its processes in the Department of Education, particularly in DepEd Region 10. Daghan kaayong salamat sa ato mga listeners.
Nako po, Sir Chief, kami po ang dapat magpasalamat po sa pagpapaunlak po ninyo. Ayan po mga ka-DepEd, si Chief Rogelio C. Evangelista ng Quality Assurance Division. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we now have with us the Technical Assistance Catalysts of the Field Technical Assistance Division, still of the Regional Office, headed by Chief Edith Lago Ortega. Maayong buntag, Chief Edith, and welcome to the program po.
Mayong buntag, KaDepEd Paulo and KaDepEd Rada. And thank you so much for this opportunity. And my congratulations to both of you for having this season 2 of BigaTEN.
And thank you, Madam Chief. Now, Madam Chief Edith, for us to know your division better, would you kindly share the general profile services of the Field Technical Assistance Division?
Yes, KaDepEd Paulo, the implementation of the rationalization program of 2013 has paved the way to the creation of the Field Technical Assistance Division. And this is the same with the other functional divisions in the regional office, in the central office, and in the schools division offices. And for Region 10, we are quite unique because the Field Technical Assistance Division is being served by 3 supervisors. So today I am with Ms. Marisa Manlapig, and we also have Ms. Lita Base and Dr. Eusebio Aguanta together with our administrative assistant, Ms. Dumpas. And what we do in the Field Technical Assistance Division, basing from our compendium, is we are tasked to establish processes and mechanisms in the provision of technical assistance. And for that, we have the TE Nexus, which is unique to Region 10. And we are also tasked to manage and facilitate the conduct of the SBM assessment validation that is being handled by Ms. Base. And of course, the regular TE processes and maintenance of our professional organizations in the region, they are being handled by Dr. Aguanta. So we establish processes, we formalize our actions, and we are also tasked to capacitate our educational leaders in the provision of technical assistance. Hence, we have so organized our teams right here in the regional office under the advisorship of RD Bayocot and under the leadership of ARD Vic. We have the Regional Field Technical Assistance Team, and we also have the different Division Field Technical Assistance Team, each for each. That's each for the 14 schools division offices.
Ayan, Madam Chief, thank you for that information. At least, no, naliwanagan din yung mga teachers natin at saka yung viewers natin kung ano ba talaga ginagawa ng FTAD. Now, Madam Chief, how has your division been adjusting with the COVID-19 pandemic po?
Yeah, thank you on that, KaDepEd Paulo, and all the adjustments given the situation right now. They are all contained in our basic education learning continuity plan. And we crafted one since last year, and we continue to have one for this year, 2021. And this is intentionally done in order to assure continuity of our essential services that we provide to the regional office and to all the schools division offices and even to our schools. And we also provide practical options in the provision of technical assistance, because this is something that was not stopped even with the presence of the pandemic. And we also would like to maintain our interfacing with the other functional divisions. Hindi ibig sabihin na pandemic, so kanya-kanya na lang tayo. So we would like to maintain this effort and this gesture within the regional office. We also would like to strengthen our advocacy in support of all of our education mandates, and we continue to recognize the best practices in the schools that's under the school-based management program. Back to you, Ka-DepEd Paulo.
And thank you. And may tanong yata si Ka-DepEd Rada.
Yes,
Rada?
Ka-DepEd Paulo. Chief Edith, good morning po.
Good
Now, as
morning,
you have
Ka-DepEd
mentioned,
Rada.
yes po. Chief Edith, as you have mentioned earlier na gipadayon lang gyapon nato ang atong technical assistance to the field kay sama sa ngalan sa inyong division field technical assistance, but considering the pandemic nga dili sayon ang pag-adto sa field, what challenges have you encountered and what among these challenges have been remedied or kung naabay wala na remedyohan in terms of our operations since fiscal year 2020?
Just like other offices, Ka-DepEd Rada, our processes have been affected. And one of those is we are not able to go to the different schools on site because there are travel restrictions. And we cannot also gather by having a bigger crowd because there are health protocols that we need to observe. However, in order to continue with our usual processes, regular tasks in the region and in the field offices, we have adopted the technology that would serve our purpose and our processes. So we make use of the online programs, online apps, in order that we will still be able to carry out as mandated in our compendium. Back to you, Ka-DepEd Rada.
Yes, thank you very much, Chief Edith. Now, kita karon kabalo ko, Ma'am Edith, sa atong pagpanarbaho, we are looking at the bigger picture. Munang gapadayon giapunta sa atong pagpanarbaho karon. Now, how may your division, the FTAD, be able to achieve its long-term vision in the very near future, ma'am?
We continue to revisit our processes. As mentioned earlier, we have established our TE Nexus as our official procedure in attending to schools division offices with needs, TE needs. We have the conduct of the SBM assessment validation, the regular TE, and the management of the professional organizations. So we continue to revisit our processes and do the risk and opportunity management. And by doing the ROM, we are able to identify the issues and concerns, prevent the risk. And although we found out that this pandemic is not just all about risk, there are also opportunities. These are being espoused by opportunities, and we would like to manage this opportunity to be able to continually respond to our mandate, to our vision and mission in the Department of Education.
Ayan, thank you very much, Chief Edith. Now, partner Paulo, klaro gid kayo na wala na sayop ang management, napilion si Chief Edith nga mahimong Chief IQA, kang iyang tubag yun with risk management and the opportunity. So, saktong gid kayo siya sa iyang pagka-chief sa IQA po at sa atong ISO. So,
That's
thank you very much.
200%.
Yes, grabe yun. Okay. So thank you very much, the Chief of the Field Technical Assistance Division, Chief Edith Ortega. Pero wag po kayong aalis, Chief Edith, kasi babalikan namin kayo mamaya. At bago namin kayo balikan, of course, kasi hindi mo pwedeng balikan ang hindi mo muna iiwanan ng sandali, partner.
Tungkol saan naman yung hugot na yan, partner?
Yes. So also joining us today is the Education Program Supervisor and Focal Person for Regular TA and Professional Organizations na si Dr. Eusebio G. Aguanta nga nag-agwanta sa iyahang kagwapo. Good morning,
Ayan.
Sir Sebs! Welcome to
Nako.
BigaTEN DepEd X.
Good morning po sa lahat nating mga viewers to the 14 divisions in the regions, to our dynamic director, RD Art, ERD Art, and to the 8 functional division chiefs and the SDS of and functional division chiefs of the 14 divisions in the regions. Good morning, and once again,
Good
keep
morning, Sir
smiling.
Seb. Good morning. Kapartner Rada, medyo nakuratan gito si Sir Seb. Pakigignan mo kung mo gwapo kaayo. Oh,
lagi.
na-mention na noon niya mga si RD Art o si ARD Vic, Sir Seb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Kapartner.
Oo, makakurap yun ang kagwapo sa atong mga guest karong adlaw, partner mo. Nang asta sila nakurat sa ilahang kaanyag ug kagwapo. Yes.
Thank you.
So, Sir Sebs, meron lang po akong tanong. Since you are the focal person for the professional organizations in DepEd Region 10, what are the different professional organizations that we have in Region 10, sir?
The region has organized associations of education supervisors, APS, associations of public school district supervisors, the PSDS, associations of public elementary school principals, we called it PESPA, association of public secondary school heads incorporated, in the division we call it DAPSHI. We have also associations of Northern Mindanao employees and teachers, NORMETA. We have in the divisions and even regions, we have the Philippine Public Schools Teachers and Employees Association, or kani adto pa gyud ni PPSTEE. Then the region and the division have members of the National Employees Union or the EU. Okay. That's all po.
Ayun, ang dami pala nating organizations sa Region 10, partner na Paulo and Sir Sebs, pero wala pa ta na-accredit or wala pa ta na-recognize ang atong asosasyon ng mga hugotera diri sa BigaTEN, partner.
Sige lang, atong duulan si Sir Seb, Ana,
Kung
kapartner.
unsaon nato pagpa-recognize. Anyway, Sir Sebs, now since you mentioned the different professional organizations that we have in DepEd Region 10, now how are these organizations or associations going to contribute, or what will be their contribution in achieving the objectives of DepEd Region 10, sir?
Ka-DepEd Rada and Ka-DepEd Rolo, and to all the viewers and listeners of this BigaTEN 10. As we know, all the officers and members of the above-mentioned professional organizations, they are the prime implementers of the programs, projects, and activities of the department. So particularly in the delivery of its services to our constituents, especially the learners. So they implement, monitor, and supervise of the said programs and projects and activities of the department, and even they ensure that the government funds are used intentionally for the purpose in the delivery of the quality basic education in every learner in the school. Yan po, ka-DepEd Rada.
Ayan. Now, Sir Seb, given our present condition that we are in the new normal and in fact, we are in Cagayan de Oro, we are ECQ, tama po ba? How do you assess the status of these professional organizations po?
Thank you, DepEd Paulo. All of the above-mentioned professional organizations in the regions are in place. They are all active and they are working in progress with the respective constitution and bylaws, and working in progress also with the SEC registration. Yan po, ka-DepEd.
Ayan. And would you also mind sharing with us what the plans are of your division to strengthen these organizations, Sir Seb?
To date, the region assisted all professional organizations in the divisions for professional and career development of each officers and members through conferences and general assemblies for each group via a virtual platform. So included in the plans are the conduct of general assemblies in both division and region levels to present and discuss case studies, perhaps, or position papers to be presented by the officers or even members of the organization. These case studies and position papers shall be submitted to our office, which could be also presented to the central office meetings for discussions, and hopefully for policy recommendations or adjustments if ever. Thank you po, DepEd Paulo.
Ayan, thank you very much, Sir Seb, for the updates and for those pieces of information. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, mga ka-DepEd, Education Program Supervisor Dr. Eusebio G. Aguanta of the Field Technical Assistance Division. Now, before we call our next guest, yes, thank you po, sir. Before we call our next guest, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at how other schools and divisions in the region prepare for the upcoming opening of classes. This is Brigada Escuela of the divisions of Misamis Oriental and Ozamis City.
Pagtutulungan, walang kupas na kaugalian, natagatibay, sinasabuhay, galak sa puso ay walang kapantay. Panahon na naman ang brigada, pabigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, bayanihan na. Ikaw ako, tayong lahat, hawak kamay, sabay-sabay, kapit-bisig, buong bayan. Tara na, kumilos na. Tulong-tulong sa pagsulong, hatid na kalidad sa edukasyon. Sa kabataan, saya at dunong, buong madla sabay na aahon. Panahon na naman ng brigada, pagbigisin lakas at diwa. Tara na brigada na, brigada, eskwela, magkaisa sama-sama.
Ayan po, kapartner Narada.
Yes, ka-DepEd Paulo, napanood natin ang mga paghahanda ng Division of Misamis Oriental and Division of Ozamis City para sa Brigada Escuela. Now, moving on, partner and mga ka-DepEd, also joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, is the EPS and focal person for SBM or School-Based Management and Other Concerns. We have EPS Lita F. Base. Maayong buntag, Ma'am Lita, and welcome to BigaTEN DepEd 10.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all the televiewers and listeners. Well, Rada and Paolo, good morning too.
Yes, Ma'am Lita, good morning. Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, considering ngayon na there is no SBM validation at this time because of the pandemic, what are your plans or preparations still for the SBM kahit po merong pandemya ngayon?
Thank you, DepEd Rada. EFTAD has modified its BELCP. That includes SBM assessment validation is put on hold because of the pandemic. We still continue our services. Right now, in fact, tomorrow until Friday, that is September 1 to 3, 2021, with reference to regional memo number 467, series of 2021, we will be holding 2021 mid-year conference for divisions, SBM coordinators, and regional coordinating teams. A lot of things will be discussed on those days. Inclusive is the orientation of the mechanics of the 2021 recognition of schools' best practices in the implementation of basic education continuity plan via SBM.
Mahadlok ko ani ni Ma'am Lita, partner. Kaya naalam ko, di pangutana sa inyo. Ang yan ding tubag, in fact, tomorrow until Friday. O di ba, maninuod dayon si Ma'am Lita. Diretso dayon, naay compliance. So, imo naman ming gitubag ana Ma'am Lita nga naay compliance diretso si EFTAD kay in fact tomorrow until Friday na ang may activity. Are there any other specific SBM developments in this time of the new normal, Ma'am Lita?
Yes, Karada. For more specifics, I would like to emphasize the following objectives in the conference. Number one, we would like to appreciate the Division's accomplishment reports on SBM as contained in the school year 2020-21 BELCP. Second, to orient the participants to the mechanics of the 2021 recognition of schools' best practices in the implementation of basic education learning continuity plan via SBM. Next, we have to orient the participants to the tasks and functions of the regional coordinating teams. Then we have also to discuss for the conduct of the virtual validation and of course, device and e-validation mechanisms for the purpose.
Ayan, thank you, Ma'am Lit. Now, just before you go, Ma'am Lit, ito, last question na lang po. Is there anything you would like to add for our teachers and school leaders who are watching right now po?
Yes, DepEd, Paolo, to all our school leaders and teachers out there, SBM, just like Levi's, never fades. Whatever happens, SBM is here to stay for as long as our schools to continue to exist. SBM principles remain as our Bible in all our school governance and operations. Thank you very much.
Nako, kapartner na Rada, maayo pa ang EFTAD. They will always be here to stay. Laban ka?
Sana all, makaana na lang yun ka. Pero nailhan yun ang atong mga edad. Kay murag kita na lang nakailaon sa Levi's partner o Ma'am Lita. Murag wala nakaila itong mga estudyante unsa ng Levi's.
Yeah, correct, partner. Anyway, thank you very much, Ma'am Lita F. Base, Education Program Supervisor of the Field Technical Assistance Division. Mga ka-DepEd, completing our lineup today, ladies and gentlemen, is Education Program Supervisor and Focal Person for TA Nexus, Miss Maria Salome Marisa M. Manlapig. Good morning, bigating morning, Ma'am Marisa. Welcome to the show. Nako, i-welcome natin talaga to si Ma'am Marisa, ka-partner na Rada. Bigating welcome to.
Bigating morning, ka-DepEd Paolo and ka-DepEd Rana. Good morning to everyone.
Ayan.
In DepEd. And also to the televiewers. Good morning talaga.
Ayan, good morning, Ma'am Marisa. Nako, Ma'am Marisa, what is this TA Nexus and how long has this been operating in the region? Narinig ko kay Chief Edith kanina, but this is unique to Region 10, correct ba?
Yeah, okay. This TA Nexus is one of the TA modes practiced in the region, where before TA was known to be casual. Any help related to our jobs extended to our clientele is already TA, but in 2017, the region has found a way to properly define TA in a manner that inputs and outputs in TA are properly accounted for. This process is now used to identify strategic moves to respond to KPI gaps. And we had this in 2017, we had an issuance that was an RM 415 on the establishment and operationalization of TA mechanism systems and processes that had it lodged for adoption. So it may not be so popular, for the activities are quite limited, but the general concept of it portrays a holistic or collective effort to respond to TA needs.
Ayan, thank you,
Ed
Ma'am Mars.
Paolo?
Now, Ma'am Mars, in my unit, the Public Affairs Unit, I also give technical assistance in the same way that kapartner Rada sa legal unit nila, they also give technical assistance. Now, how is this TA Nexus similar or probably different from the regular TA that we give?
Yeah, this TA Nexus, DepEd Paolo, takes the bigger perspective. It goes through a process that is quite complicated. TA Nexus is something, the regular TA is something that's immediate. It does not require orchestration of actions to solve a need. DepEd Paolo?
Nako, DepEd Rada, parang ikaw na yata ito kasi complicated daw eh.
Yes, parang meron silang action agad na mga mechanism sa kanila. Now, Ma'am Marisa, good morning po. Ang tanong ko po is, what common TA needs are being collected by FTAD and how are they processed through the TA Nexus?
DepEd Rada, anything that goes through basic education operation and is problematic in its nature is a TA need. TA needs are processed from MEAs, or the Monitoring and Evaluation and Adjustment Process. They start with the MEAs in school, and then data are being processed in the division. Those that require regional attention are reported to our MEA. Hence, the data processed for TA resolutions are from our MEA. The TA needs, we also have resorted to the use of a stopgap template. When the TA needs are validated, they are presented to the regional field technical assistants for a discussion. It is from there that TA resolutions are being discussed and decided upon, and these are then presented again to our MEA.
Ayun, partner, nawala ang video ni Ma'am Marisa, pero mas nawala ko sa gisulti ni Ma'am Marisa kay very technical gid kaayo. Mara kinahanglan mi mag one-on-one ni Ma'am Marisa para lang makasabot ko ani ilang TA Nexus. And I'm sure that is why it is very technical, it is very complicated because they also address the very complicated TA needs of the divisions in the field, partner.
Correct ka na, partner. Siguro, partner, balikan lang nato si Ma'am Marisa in a while. Unsa pa yung other comments nimo na partner? I just wonder if this TA Nexus has also its equivalent in our divisions. Siguro, pagbalik ni Ma'am Marisa later on, iyang matubag na kung naabasa ni siya equivalent, na ba ni siya igsuon, igagaw sa ato ang mga schools division offices, kining TA Nexus. No? Okay, I believe this actually originated there sa ato as a regional office. This is a mechanism. This is an initiative of the Field Technical Assistance Division. So naabaka ni sa partner. Unsa imuhang guess ani?
Yes, kung naaba sila'y counterpart po na mechanism dito sa division. Kaya of course, since they are the Field Technical Assistance Division, kinsa man lugar ang ilang i-assist partner kung dili ang atong mga kauban sa pagpanarbaho dito sa atong mga division and schools. So pangutanon na to si Ma'am Marisa later on. Pero murag wala kasukol ang technology nato, nawala gyud siya sa atong video kay murag lisod gyud i-process tong TA Nexus nga iyang gaisulti. Gakunot ang akong agtang partner kay murag dili ko makagets pa. We need additional time siguro na mag one-on-one ka Ma'am Marisa aron makasabot ta unsa ng TA Nexus.
Koragi ka partner, busa bitaw gipasa na ko sa imuha kay mga complications man nga complicated matters man gud ni murag mas maayo man kaana.
Pero nag-loading yun gyapon ta pariha sa atong internet. Di gid ta kasukol basta ang atong internet na ang mag-loading partner. Feel di gid ta.
Anyway, partner, no, right now, busy na itong mga preparations sa Brigada Eskwela. In fact, ang Public Affairs Unit is quite busy consolidating all our Brigada photos, Brigada videos for submission to the central office. So, i-remind lang ako atong mga counterparts diha sa atong mga schools division offices, especially our divisional information officers, nga kung pwede masabit na nila ang katong mga gi-require nga mga photos and videos. Okay, due na for submission. Partner. Anyway, thank you to my counterparts in the schools division offices. There you go. Ayan, nakabalik na po si Ma'am Marisa. Nako Ma'am Marisa, pinag-usapan namin kanina ni ka-partner Narada. We were just wondering if there is a counterpart in the schools division offices para sa TA Nexus na ito. Meron ba tong counterpart sa schools division offices natin?
CADEP-Ed Paulo, when RM415 of series of 2017 was launched, it started the region-wide implementation of TA Nexus. So when we do our MEA, the data are also coming from the schools divisions. And also, they have their own team, and we call them as the division field technical assistance team. So each division has their own TA Nexus team. And when we monitor, they give data to find out if TA Nexus is indeed also being used in the schools divisions.
Ayun po. Partner, may tanong din ako kay Ma'am Marisa pa, additional question. Now, since despite this pandemic, despite the situation we are in right now, we have no other choice but to continue moving forward as we continue the delivery of our services. Now, Ma'am Marisa, how do you or how does the FTAD envision the TA Nexus in the upcoming days or in the near future po?
Okay. FTAD envisions it to have more of the TA practitioners. Okay, you know, many should be acquainted or be practicing TA Nexus already, and also quality assurance should be implemented within their TA Nexus process. And we also look forward to the digitization of data being collected from the schools division offices. Back to you.
Yes po. So, bisitaon ra gid nako ni partner si Ma'am Marisa kay diha man siya sa tabok dinha sa atong building kung asa na locate ang among office kay para mas makasabot ta aning TA Nexus kay mura galod pagyapon ko. Okay na ang internet, ang akong brain na lang ang galoading pagyapon hantod karon. So, thank you very much Ma'am Marisa, the EPS from FTAD. And this time, partner and mga ka-DepEd, would like to welcome back Chief Edith L. Ortega of the Field Technical Assistance Division for any acknowledgement of support that they would like to express and for whatever message she would like to express to our viewers. Once again, Chief Edith, good morning po.
Ayan, good morning po, Chief Edith. Welcome back to the program po.
Good morning to the two brilliant hosts of the season 2 of BigaTEN, only in Region 10. With all those questions and with all those answers coming from the supervisors of the Field Technical Assistance Division, I would like to say that as a lead office holder of the Field Technical Assistance Division, together with the supervisors and the staff, the Field Technical Assistance Division does not keep all the solutions to all the problems that we encounter. We do not store all the resolutions to the issues and concerns, especially at this point in time. What we do is we establish the process, we create the mechanism, we formalize the actions in order to resolve all the issues and concerns that we encounter as we respond to our mandate. It may come from the central office, right here in our own office, from the different schools division offices, and from the different schools. And for that, I'd like to thank RD Bayocot because of his leadership and because of his consistent guidance in attending to our processes. With the assistance of ARD Vic, all the chiefs of the functional divisions, because they compose the regional field technical assistance team, and the response coming from the SDOs through the division field technical assistance teams, all the schools for submitting to the SBM assessment validation, although for this year, we have declared a moratorium given the pandemic. There are 3,105 schools for the entire Region 10. And so, thank you so much, RD and ARD, for the support, all the chiefs. And of course, as I have mentioned earlier, our two hosts this morning, CADepEd Paulo and CADepEd Rada. And congratulations for coming out this second season 2 of the BigaTEN. And so before I leave, I'd like to share to you a particular quotation, and unfortunately, I cannot give you the name because it is unknown. But this is something that touched me so much, especially in responding to our mandate at this point in time. And accordingly, we may falter and fall, but we never have to fail. We bounce back and resume our journey with renewed energy. And that is the power of resilience. And the power of resilience begets the power of survival. Thank you so much and good morning. Back to you, CADepEd Paulo and CADepEd Rada.
Ayan po. Partner! Yes! O, di ba sabi ni Ma'am Edith, we may fall, but we will not fail. O, sa mga na-fall dyan, nag-fail ba kayo or nag-succeed ba kayo sa inyong pagka-fall?
Well, CADepEd Rada, life is a choice. Happiness is a choice. We just have to be happy all the time.
Seryoso kay ka-partner? Makahilak ba sa mga seryoso?
Anyway, CADepEd Rada, bago po tayo magtapos, bigyang daan muna natin ang balita na ihatid sa atin ng ating CADepEd correspondent, Sweet Francis B. Mabilin, mula sa distrito ng Lagindingan, sangay ng Misamis Oriental. Ito ang DepEd TuesTEN.
Good day mga ka-DepEd! Lagindingan National High School shifts its Brigada Eskwela focus to promoting literacy and numeracy amid the pandemic. Headed by our Principal 2, Mr. Edward Horales, and our Principal 1, Mr. Rexan Galarita, Lagindingan National High School initiated 3 special programs to highlight the Brigada Pagbasa 2021. Project Praise is a 5-day virtual event full of activities that impart reading techniques and skills. The school set up a reading shed where individuals can either donate or take a book home. Pagbasa sa Bahay, Pag-asa sa Buhay provides incoming grade 7 learners with reading materials to reinforce learning inside the comforts of their homes. Para sa BigaTEN DepEd 10, this has been your ninja, Sweet Francis B. Mabilin, from Lagindingan District, Division of Misamis Oriental. Be more, Miss Or.
Ayan po, maraming salamat Sweet Frances B. Mabelin mula sa distrito ng Lagindingan, sangay ng Misamis Oriental para sa DepEd News 10. Partner, bago ko makalimutan, para sa susunod nating episode sa September 7, makakapanayam natin si ARD Victor G. de Gracia Jr. kasama siyempre ang iba pa nating mga panauhin mula sa Administrative Division at Finance Division. Ayan, partner, may sasabihin ka? May dadagdag ba?
Wala naman partner, pero excited lang ako for the next episode.
Ayan, so magiging 23rd episode na natin yan next week. Ayan po. Well, mga ka-DepEd, isang araw na lang po ang nagdaan. 2 oras ba nagdaan, no? At tapos na rin po ang ating episode nito. We finally say thank you to the following for making every episode of BigaTEN DepEd 10 possible. Of course, pinasasalamatan natin ang ating Regional Director, Dr. Arturo B. Bayocot, CESO 3, our Assistant Regional Director, Victor G. de Gracia Jr.
Yes, partner, we would also like to thank for today's episode specifically Chief Alan L. Mansalades, Chief Rogelio C. Evangelista, Chief Edith L. Ortega,
at syempre ang mga kasama natin mga education program supervisors, Ana Belen S. Moring, Reynante Noel N. Pelagio, Eusebio G. Aguanta.
Thank you also to EPS Lita F. Base, EPS Maria Salome or Miss Marisa M. Manlapig, and to our Regional Planning Officer 3, Constantine Mozart and Kiblat.
That's right. We also would like to thank our DepEd News 10 correspondent, Sweet Frances B. Mabelin, mula sa distrito ng Lagindingan, sangay ng Misamis Oriental, at kay DIO Mark Laurentijano ng Misamis Oriental.
We would also like to thank our very own BigaTEN DepEd 10 Creative Force, to our director. We miss you, Miss Mary Anthony S. Sieras. Thank you also to Ralph Simon L. Mabulay, Miss Fatima E. Villaremo, and Mr. Clifford D. Liponhay of the Office of the Regional Director.
And that's right, with the support of our staff from the regional office, Office of the Regional Director, Juve Estrella Anabel Baculio.
Thank you also to Sir Elson Hamero and Team Camigin for the BigaTEN DepEd 10 jingle. Also, thank you to Mr. Nick Pañares for his generosity in helping us facilitate the continued use of our account for the use of the StreamYard platform.
And of course, our DepEd Regional Office 10 family, the 14 schools division offices, all our DepEd 10 schools, our stakeholders.
At salamat sa lahat ng ating mga ka-DepEd, sa lahat ng nanood sa atin ngayon, and of course, ka-DepEd Paulo. Thank you to our learners, the heart of DepEd Region 10.
At syempre, kapartner Rada, maraming salamat din ha, for always being there.
Yes, partner, always.
Yes, dama. Ug dinhi natapos ang atong ika-22 nga edisyon sa BigaTEN DepEd 10 Season 2. Ako si Ramon Gonzalez Abrera aka ka-DepEd Paulo, ang inyong Public Affairs Unit Lead Officer. Padayon kita sa pagbantay sa atong mga kaugalingon, sa atong mga pamilya ug komunidad, batok sa COVID-19 ug uban pang mga pagsulay.
Ug ako sab si Candy Zenia Racoma, ang inyong rakista, abogada aka ka-DepEd Rada, usab nagaingon taliwala sa mga hagit sa pagpadayon sa edukasyon ni ining panahon sa pandemya. Mas palambuon ta ang atong mga programa, mas ligunon ta ang atong pagtinabangay, ug mas hinigpiton ta ang atong positibo na paglantaw para sa atong mga magtutungha ug para sa atong nasod. Sa gihapon, kami ang inyong kauban,
Kasaligan.
kadangpan,
Siyempre, ka-DepEd. Hangtod sa sunod higayon, kini ang
BigaTEN
DepEd 10.
Sa edukasyon mauntungan na makalikon. BigaTEN DepEd 10, DepEd Northern Mindanao, for the learners and the now we're always here.
Thank you very much, PPRD, QAD, and FPAD, and sa mama ni Direct Mary, oo, get well soon. And get well soon, Pati Girl.
Miss Fatima, get
Mahal
well
ni karong
soon.
ni Juan partner ni Sir Ralph.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you.
Mindanao.
dito sa Facebook. Sa Facebook ko. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hanggang sa susunod.